Hey guys, so as most of you should know by now, Four Continents was on last week, and after filming my predictions video, I figured out that I actually don't have, I didn't have the chance to watch it on TV because they don't air Universal Sports in Canada, but I was able to find it in online, as well as I followed like 14 blogs while charting everything that happened. So I'm not going to talk you through everything, but I'll just tell you what my predictions were, so you don't have to go back to the video, and I'll just say what my overall thoughts of it were. So I said for the men, Patrick Chan was number 1, number 2 was Daisuke Takahashi, and number 3 was Adam Rippon. And honestly, it wasn't much of a surprise to see Patrick and Daisuke in first and second at the end. And my computer keeps going nuts. But I was actually kind of almost right, I guess, because I had in the actual results where Chan was first, Takahashi was second, and actually Ross Minor was third, who was the other U.S. man, and Adam Rippon was actually fourth, and he was only fourth he only missed the bronze medal by 2 points. And I think most of them didn't have a clean skate because I clearly remember Patrick just wiping out but trying so hard to not fall on his ass, because then he would lose a point, and he doesn't, and he knows how to play by the points. He knows that the one arm will only get him a certain deduction on the grade of execution, whatnot. And Daisuke Takahashi, he had a good quad, but it was under rotated, I'm pretty sure, and he did okay, but he was third after the short program. But he did a very strong free skate, even though he did single his triple axel. But his interpretation was so good, and I love his music. I actually just listen to his music over and over again, just the background music, because I think it's awesome. And yeah, so overall it was the whole field of men's skating. I wasn't actually so surprised because the first more than half of them were not big names, much less very exciting to watch at all. It was kind of a downer to watch most of it, because I was just because the things for continents, they don't really have a qualifying round. Well, for Worlds they do, or for something like the Nationals they would have a qualifying round. But this for here, it's just as long as you're over 15 and you're not from Europe. And my MSN, my Facebook is going nuts. I'm sorry about that. So overall, number 1 was Patrick Chan, number 2 was Takahashi, number 3 was Ross Minor. Not much of a surprise, but not bad. And Dennis 10 was 6th, so good for him, as well as Kevin Reynolds was 8th. And actually, I was saying that Richard Dornbush, he had a 13th place at Nationals and a 13th place here too. So it's pretty devastating year for him, I guess. He really needs to get up there, because even though the United States committee decided to put him as the first alternate over Armin Mamadouza, the really long last name kid who got 4th at 2012 U.S. Nationals. But I don't know. It's really confusing. And actually we'll talk about some placement and team naming for the U.S. in a little bit after this. So for the ladies, it was surprising, but it was a good surprising, because Ashley Wagner got gold, and I was so happy because she deserved it. She had a clean skate, and she did a triple that was slightly two-footed in the short program, which is amazing, because I think she's a definite medal contender at the Worlds, because the field for ladies is so open, because without Yuna Kim, without Miki Ando, and Mawasada being right now, I could see her on the podium, and I could see her and Sisney getting back the 3 spots for the U.S. ladies, which is why everyone's talking about the whole rebirth of American women in figure skating. So first place was Ashley Wagner, second place was Mawasada. Originally, they were flipped. Mawasada was first out of the short program, but then I think she had a couple pops and wasn't very clean on her free skate, and Ashley's was almost basically perfect, and so she got 4 points over, and it was made up the virtual tie between them, and good for her. Third place was Caroline Zhang. I was so happy because she was 4th at the short program, and she had a very clean free skate, and her triple loop in the short program was it was ratified but she kind of fell out of it, but she didn't fall. She just kind of like splatted out, but like didn't let her butt touch the ground, so no deduction. Fourth place was Kanako Murakami, who really like did not do well in the free skate because she popped like 4 jumps, and just like overall stamina was not good. But like then again, they were saying that the the altitude in Colorado was really hard for a lot of the skaters. So fifth place was Kenny Zhang, which a lot of people are talking about. I personally didn't get to see her program, but I mean, if she can end up the top 5 before continents, I have no complaints, and she probably is amazing. Sixth place was Agnes Zawaski from the USA, who was first out of the show program in the US Nationals. I think she just fell apart in the free skate again, if my memory serves me correctly. And 7th and 8th place. 7th was Amelia Lacoste, and 8th was Cynthia Phaneuf. But get this. Amelia Lacoste, her final marks were 147 points and 147.65. Cynthia, 147.47. They were like 18 points, 0.18 points apart, and she beat her. So once again, virtual tie, like at nationals. But since Amelia got that 0.18 points over Phaneuf, she will go to Worlds, and I'm kind of excited because I really wanted her to go to Worlds. So yeah. 9th was Haruka Amai, and 10th was Minjung Kwak, who are 2 girls that I talked about a lot. So I'm happy for them. And I'm probably making this video really, really long, but oops. For pairs, I was actually really surprised because I was really expecting for Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford to do so much better because they did amazing at nationals, and just to see them in 8th place after the short program was kind of like, ugh. But Wen Jingsui and Song Han from China had about a 3-point lead against Katie Denny and John Gohlin after the short program, and took the gold, which is their first senior international medal. Senior international gold medal. And they're 16 points over silver medalist Katie Denny and John Gohlin. 3rd place was Mary Beth Marley and Rockney Burbanker. The second and 3rd place finishers were the Americans, who I wasn't really sure about, but I can tell after watching they are very strong, technically, and even program component score wise. So even Megan Duhamel, Eric Radford, they did have a good free skate, but it wasn't enough to pull them up back onto the podium. They were 4th place, so. And 5th place was Narumi Takahashi and Mervyn Tran, who were less than a point away from Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford. And I thought that Jessica Dubé and Sebastian Wolf would do better. They had 154.79, and I think it was more just because they're a new team and they haven't had much international experience, so they just have to gain more of the respect from the judges at this point. But I mean, hey, they got second at nationals, so I can't say much about that. And dance. There wasn't much of a surprise for the actual podium because the first 2 is either Virtue Moyer or Davis and White. And Virtue and Moyer had beat Davis and White by 3 points in the final dance. And from what I was reading, I didn't actually get to see because they don't have it in Canada. Virtue and Moyer, even though they didn't have the highest levels in the short dance, they had high levels in the free dance, so they have to kudos to them for doing that, but they really need to vamp up their short dance if they want to regain their world title that they lost in 2010. Davis and White, same goes to them. They want to defend their title from last year, so I think that they just need to work on their short dance, work on their free dance more, and that'll help a lot. 3rd place medalists were Caitlin Weaver and Angie Poche. I thought that Shibatanis would actually get higher, just because Maya and Alex, they got 3rd at Worlds last year, which is phenomenal. And especially for a team that has just gone senior, and Maya's only she's the same year as me. So, we're the same age. That's how ridiculous it is, and I freaking want to be an ice dancer. Ugh. By the way, just to let anybody who's watching this, if you live in Canada and you're a dude who is taller than 5'5" and can ice dance, let's be partners. No, seriously. No, I actually need a partner for ice dance. No, legit. Okay, thanks. And 4th place finishers were the Shibatanis, who had lost the medal by 5 points. So, and I'm not quite sure what they did wrong. or maybe they didn't. They weren't as solid, but I hope that they will do better at Worlds. And I'm not surprised if I see these 4 teams in the top 5 spots like last year, because right now they're the top 2 reigning teams. And that's all I can say right now for the 4 continents. But I just want to talk one more thing about articles published yesterday about Alyssa Sisney's the truth behind what happened at 4 continents, because as you know, she was second at U.S. Nationals, and the U.S. ladies had 3 berths to the 4 continents, and it was surprising because she didn't go to 4 continents even though she was second, and she was second at U.S. Nationals, but didn't go to 4 continents. I thought that just because she had injury and she wanted to prepare for Worlds, no one really questioned it. But turns out from the article, she never actually got an answer for why she, why she didn't do that, for why she wasn't allowed to, why she didn't pick for 4 continents. And Caroline went over her. And every time there's an interruption when I do a video. But yeah, so Caroline Zhang got 3rd. I'm so happy for her. I don't know what would happen if Alyssa went instead of Caroline. But it's okay because there were 2 ladies, American ladies, on the podium, and Mao Asada has skated the best free skate since 2010 Olympics. So I have good job. That's all I can say. But this is kind of weird what happened with Alyssa Sisney and not being going to 4 continents. But I mean, she is going to the international World Challenge. I don't even know what I don't even remember what it was called. But it's such a small it's an international competition, but it's so small that it was actually canceled last year because of how significant it was. And they were saying about how she was like I don't even know what happened for that. And I don't know, I'll just be excited for World because I don't even know what to say for that. And World Juniors is coming up in 2 weeks, so I will do a review on that. And until then, see you guys later. Bye.